Hello, family. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about quality time with family. Again, I always keep reiterating the point that family is really key to building a wonderful, loving heart and developing character, because that's the way God designed it. Everybody in the family brings a certain love to the family. And so when you bring love together, that's why when you have family, don't just have one child or two children. Have as many as you can, because all that love adds to the wholeness of the family, and everybody can develop their loves, right? The loves are really powerful in family. The parent to child love, the child to parent love, the sibling love, and then the parents to the conjugal love itself. So you're really developing. So quality time with family, you have to design that. And every time you do something together as a family, that everybody, the children, the parents, they love that. So where's the best, most inexpensive way to spend time with family? That's in nature. When you camp out, you go camping with your family, you got the tents, you got the sleeping bags, everybody rolls up, and it's whatever the elements are, they are. It's raining out, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. Then at night you make a nice campfire and everybody's sitting around roasting wieners or marshmallows or whatever you want to do. You find ways of bringing the family together. Maybe somebody plays guitar and everybody sings together as family. Every time you do things together as family, playing sports together as a family, that's powerful. All that stuff, cooking together, involving your kids in cooking. Okay, guys, we're going to make some banana bread today. Everybody gets involved and everybody has a little spoon at the end. You save a little bit and they all get to taste it. Cooking together, playing sports together. Lots of sports is fun, I remember one time we went to a campground because we did a lot of camping. Camping was really the most, and we lived on a lake. We lived on a lake, but we did a lot of camping because the joy of going out and tenting up and like that is really priceless. And also my kids were very good in sports, very good volleyball players, very good basketball players like that. So I had 4 boys, 3 girls. The 3 girls were very, very good in volleyball. And so were my guys. My 3 oldest guys are really good. The youngest one was still too young. But we went to this campground and they had a volleyball net and it went right out into the lake. So you're playing half in the water, mostly in the water. The net went right into the water. So you were swimming and playing volleyball and then diving for the ball and stuff. It was so exciting. I had the 3 girls against the 3 boys. And I'll tell you, we got the whole campground so fired up and excited. They all came out to watch us. They're all like, holy, look at these guys, because they're aggressive, and my guys don't like to lose. Girls or boys, they don't like to lose. So they're putting out all their energy like that. But the joys of doing that. Another time I took them out like that where we love cruising. So we go around, we're cruising around the Caribbean in these ocean liners and stuff. And my guys are very good swimmers. So I used to say, okay, why don't you, I'd tell the guy, okay, when we get off the boat and going into this other country, okay, where's the best snorkeling area? And the guy'd say, okay, well, take us there. And the Dan would take us there. And we'd go into the snorkeling area and I'd bring this ramen. I'd break up the ramen like this here. I'd put it in the water and a fish would come up to eat the ramen. I have my kids dive down in the fish and I take videos of the kids swimming like that. Priceless moments. So then they look back at those adventures like that, swimming with the fish and the videos and everything else. You want to capture as much as you can and tell stories. What did that mean to you? How did you feel, right? So all those kind of things are so meaningful and powerful. But the more things you do together as a family, the tighter the family is. The more love is in the family. So quality time is the key. And also you bring and invite God into everything you do. Before you start a meal, you say everybody hook up, and everybody hooks up. And why don't you say a prayer? And then somebody says a prayer. And it's like, and it'll go around in a circle. You pray, you pray, you pray, no problem. And then, so the prayer before a meal, everybody gets used to it, so it's praying anytime. I remember one time, I came home, and I was in the States, and I came back to Canada. And I'm with my daughter, just visiting family. My daughter's 3.5 years old at that time. So I bring her into I had a cousin of mine, we're having a coffee at a coffee shop. And before we started, I got my little daughter to pray. She's 3.5 years old. And she prayed this beautiful little prayer. And we all closed our eyes like this. And when we opened our eyes, there's a little muffin with some cream and a cherry on top in front of her. And I looked around and said, who did that? And the manager of the restaurant saw her praying, and he was Christian, and he was so touched. It was her. It was a girl, lady. And she brought her over. I had to give this girl a little muffin, you know. And many times when we did family projects, we did like flower stand, we did flower operations for Mother's Day, big operation. Then I take everybody to dinner, and then I always get one of my kids to pray, and I was the youngest one, because I wanted everybody to feel that, see, you don't have to be shy to accept God or acknowledge God or thank God. So, and then when she prayed again, the whole restaurant clapped. After she's finished praying, they're all like, way to go, way to go. So she felt like a movie star, right? But the whole idea is that you invite God into everything you do. We'd start the morning in prayer, and I'd give them a little internal guidance. I'd say, okay, we read this internal guidance, so what does that mean to you? And they'd tell me their meaning. What do you do with this? And I've been doing this over 40, 45 years. Every day in the morning, start the day with internal guidance. Then you start. It's like spiritual food before physical food. And then they read a little bit, and they explain what does that mean to you. And they tell it, and then it's reinforced inside their own character and the way they live. And they'll bring that to their own children in the future. So we did that all the time. You thank God in prayer for your food. You thank God at night. Let's close in prayer, guys. Before everybody goes to bed, you close in prayer. Thank God for the day. Whatever went on, you thank God. And then, so that means you're always inviting God into what you do. And if you do that, God comes. The fact that people don't bring God in because they made him too religious, that's a sin. Imagine that. I always keep telling you, the God that made you in your mother's womb isn't religious. But remember this, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And because you're spirit, you have to nurture spirit. And you have to do things that really kind of help you develop and grow. And the more you do that, the more powerful it is. So that God that made you in your mother's womb that's not religious wants to be with you your whole life. Not just that 9 months in the womb. He wants to be with you as you think and as you do things. You want to pull God in. God, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? God, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? He wants to be involved in everything. And then once you realize that God wants to work in your life, how much more does he want to work in your family? So when your children reflect God's love, you're winning. And when they don't, you're not winning. So you have to think, how do I get that to happen? So use nature, because nature is unconditional love. You look around me right now, it's springtime here in Minnesota, and the flowers are gonna start blooming at some point, and everything starts to happen, growth starts happening like that, and that's what you want. It's all beautiful. My property up in Canada like that, we have flower beds all over, and it's beautiful. When everything starts growing, the nature is gorgeous. So you want your children to see God's love being manifested. From sunrises to sunsets to whatever they see, they feel loved by it. So you want to acknowledge them. Many mornings in the morning, we have kayaks on our lake. I go out with the kayaks with the kids. I read internal guidance like that, something scripture, something really special. And then I say, okay, so what does it mean? They all say something. Then I'll say, okay, close your eyes now and just become one with the water. And as they do that, all of a sudden, you know, they get these feelings. It's like a wonderful feeling. And I say, okay, I'll wake you up with a song in about 15 minutes. And then they're close their eyes. And then because the currents come, the kayaks start separating. They're all over the place. When I start singing, I bring them back in. What did you experience? And a lot of them, it's so special. The more you invite God into your life, the more he works. But remember this, God does 99% of everything. Everything that we see out there right now, you're breathing air and it's there free, right? And so you're just, whatever nature's giving you, that's what you're taking in. But all of the effort that's made by God, it's 99, we say 95%, but it's even more than that. So what happens is that percentage, in order to experience God's love, you put 100% effort into that 1%, that's it. You got 1% of your responsibility. God does 99%. You do your 1%, put not 100% effort into it. You're going to see the power of God working. And that's what you want. You want to witness the power of God working in your life. And when you do that, magic happens all around you. It happens all around your family. Everybody in your family starts developing this capacity to love. So imagine mom and dad coming together with a love centered on God. That we're conceiving children that can reflect your love God's right there. He's right there. And that love permeates the kids. They become beautiful children. And they create beautiful families of heart, of love. And then beautiful society, beautiful nation, world. Right there in the second blessing. So we have to know that that's the quality of family give and take is all these events that you pull God into the picture. Let him play a role. Let God play a role in the growth, your growth, and the growth of your children. The more you do that, the more you're going to witness the power of God at work. And that's all God wants. Give him a chance to be a part of your family. Don't cut him out. Don't make him religious. Oh, no, I'm not into that. No, don't do that. Because then you made a big mistake. You never let the power of God's love work in your family. And when you have dysfunctional families, that's why. There was no God working. Just nice people, good people, but didn't understand that. No parent gives birth to a murderer saying, I can't wait for this child to murder somebody. No. Rape somebody, do something bad, steal. No. Steal cars and stuff. No. Nobody thinks like that. A beautiful little baby. So how does that baby go from this beautiful, innocent piece of divinity from God to a killer? What happened, right? So we don't want no part of that. So invite God into everything you do. Then the quality, your family quality changes. The relationship changes. The dynamic you have with your dad changes. The dynamic with your mother changes. The dynamic with your brothers and sisters changes. The relationship you have with your wife changes. Everything changes because you're inviting God in, and he knows. If we know this, the creator of the whole universe is your heavenly parent, both masculine and feminine. He's your parent, and you're developing this relationship with your heavenly parent. That's what we're doing every day. God is your parent, and you're developing a relationship. You want to be a good son? Then show God you're a good son. Help, God's children, do something kind, be nice. Understand that your purpose to life is service. It's not for the taking. It's always in the giving. Giving's got the power, the taking doesn't. All right? You can receive love and you give it back and whatever, but the giving is always the power. So you want to learn how to give. And within family, you want to give and serve and care. So always say, okay, mom and dad, what can I do for you? Even when I was guiding young children, because I counseled, I had a 21-day camp for over 20 years like that. And when you guide children, you ask them, how many times do you go to your mom and dad and say, Mom and Dad, is there something I can do for you? I never do that. Well, do it. If you go to your mom and dad and say, Mom and Dad, is there something I can do for you? They would be so touched. Yeah, why don't you cut the grass? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do something? Because we're always asking our parents for, give me this, give me that, give me this, I need money, I want this, I need that. You're always looking for things as opposed to service. What can I do? How can I help? That's what I'm instilling in my grandchildren. What can I do? How can I help? In everything, right? Here's another thing I used to ask the kids. And I used to say, you know what? How many of you guys, and they're all teenagers now, how many of you guys stress your parents out? Oh, and they go, I stress my parents out, oh God, in a big way, really. So, percentage-wise, from 0 to say to 100, 50%. Stress them out 50%. What are these? 60, 65%. One guy said 70, 75. One guy said 85%. You stress your parents out 85%? What does that mean? What does stress do? And they'd think a little bit. Well, stress breaks the body down. Yeah, it does that. What else it do? It creates disease. Stress creates disease? Yeah. And what else does it do? Stress can kill you. Whoa! Stress can kill you. So tell me something. We know that stress breaks the body down and it creates disease and it can kill you. So tell me something. Why would you want to do that to people that unconditionally love you? Why would you do that to your mom and dad? I said, if you lost your parents like today, your life would change so fast, it'd make your head spin. And right away, they're caught off guard, right? And they realize, wow, don't treat your parents like that. They love you. So show them some love. Anytime you can guide people like that, they really feel, wow, right? So that's the quality that you need to put in your life, put in your family, put in your brothers and sisters. Put that kind of heart in there, and all these events you do together as a family, you'll never forget it. Those are the memories. Anytime you ask somebody, what was your most special time in your family? They'll say when we did things together, and it didn't matter what it was. It's camping, it's traveling together, it's doing this together, cooking together, doing together. Everything together is the power, because everybody gets to see everybody working together. They love that. So just practice that, okay? Practice more of that kind of quality in family life, and your family becomes special, and everybody can recognize that right now. They can recognize it. You know, in my boys, we have franchises, and we got a big sign with my whole family picture in the franchise, and it says the Portlands. That's our last name. Then our motto beside it, our business motto. Our mission is to love, nothing more, nothing less, nothing else. Let our Presto T family serve you. That's the bottom. And people are touched by that. They look at the family, they say, wow, that's a beautiful family. Look at the motto. Love is the only thing that matters, guys. You want to be loved? Then learn to love people. The more you love, the more you feel it inside your own heart. So practice that. Good luck with everything, guys. I love you guys. Let's stay in touch.